nomenclature of the prophet Matthew Harris, I am very late and breaded. I apologize for that. Okay, we are starting at move 30. All right, let's double check. Yep, we are where we are supposed to be. Or did we just finish up 30? Let me look at the number, look at how it is. Okay, so we are Rotten Strand past. Okay, so we have just finished up this move. And we are at 2 white, a blue, a white, blue, white. Okay, yeah. So 31 is our next move. Apologize for that. All right, that looks right. Okay, so we are doing just one exchange on the right. Shed 1 is reversed. On the left, 1, 3, 5, and 7. And just shed 1 is reversed. Oh, duh, I can check that way. 27, 28, 29. Yep, I did finish up 30. So exchanging 1. And shed 1 is reversed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Well, the show that Nick Ricada is in will be in Philly night after tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to that. Get to meet him in person. And 1, 3, 5, and 7 on the left. So there's 1. 3. 5. 7. And just shed 1 is reversed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Also caught the last episode of season 3 of Picard before the show, or before the stream tonight. It's rather enjoyable. I liked it quite a bit. And we are moving on to move 32. Okay, 1 and 3 on the right with sheds 1 and 2 reversed, and 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. Hey, welcome on, Muddy Mere Wifey. Sorry, I keep messing up your name. I apologize for that. Alrighty. And welcome, Gwendolyn SS. Nice to see you on. So 1 and 3 on the right. Haven't heard word from Ian yet as to whether or not I can actually extend this braid past 5 feet. So this may be the last iteration of the pattern. So 1 and 2 on the top, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Not sure how much or any braiding streams I'm going to get in this weekend with Nick's show going on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I know I'm not doing any Saturday night, but other than that, I'm not sure. Got to get to the range sometime within the next week to get a little bit of practice in before constable firearms recertification. And 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. There's 1. And 3. I did finish up the printing out the dice tower for Ian. I'll get that mailed off in the next few days. There we go. That one's a little short. Let's unroll that a bit. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That one got stuck in between. There we go. Yes, I do undo mistakes. If you watch the previous braid I did, there were actually a couple of times where I was spending like probably a half an hour unbraiding to get back to where a mistake was to fix it. It's one of the reasons why I spend a lot of time double checking to make sure if I know where I am that I haven't accidentally done something wrong. That if anything looks weird, I stop and try and make sure that I am indeed where I'm supposed to be, because it's a pain in the butt to back braid or unbraid or however you want to call the process. Okay, on to move 33. 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 on the right with shed 1 reversed, and 1 and 3 and shed 1 reversed on the left. Okay. All right. 1 and 3. And shed 1 is reversed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And on the left, 1, 3, and 1. I'm going to try and get to at least 60 tonight. And after, let's see, 1 from the top and bottom 2. And after firearms recertification, I have got to spend a fair amount of time in the shop getting Taka-Dais made and some signs for an event I'm going to out of wood on the router. There we go. Okay. Unsewing or frogging. Okay. And we're ready for the next move, which is 34. 1 and 3 on the right with sheds 1 and 3 reversed, and 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. There's 1 and 3. And sheds 1 and 3. Actually, yeah, I'll do this real quick, and then after this set of moves, I got to do something. So 1 from the top, and then 2, and then 3 from the top, then 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, that's right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 3, and 1. There's 1 and 3. And 1 from the top and bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom and top. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. All right. Let's see if I can get to what I needed. Ah, there it is. I've gotten to the point where, since the knots that are tied off on the leaders no longer have anything looping around them to keep the threads even, or the tension uniform on the threads, I've got some that I need to like glue so that I don't have like one loose thread out of the 12 just flopping around getting snagged on things. I really like these super glue dispenser tips. When you put them on, the glue doesn't actually pour out of the bottle anymore. You have to gently squeeze it to get it through the tip. So it makes it a lot easier to apply stuff. So this one here, I don't know if you can see it easily, but it's got one thread that's kind of longer than the rest of them. So I need to get them all roughly even length to a point that will hold them there. Let's just pull this back here. And okay. So you can see that little loop there, I believe. At least I hope you can, because I did pay for the 1080p streaming capability. All right, so now I'm going to apply a little drop of super glue. If I can squeeze it out. There we go. Give it a second to set, and then I won't have to worry about this particular one anymore. All right. There we go. That one is solved for the remainder of this braid. Okay, so I completed the move. All right, so 27, 28, or 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. I just finished move 34. So we're ready to move on to 35. And for 35, I have 1 and 3 on the right, and just shed 1 is reversed, and 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. I have found super glue to be very useful in this for some reason, at least for setting up and whatnot. I know it's basically fabric glue the way I'm using it, but it works well. So 1 from the top, and then bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. 1 and 3. Some of these, when I'm picking them up, I can actually, if they've passed the leader knot point, I can actually feel them dropping just a little bit because the kite string I'm using for the leaders is kind of slick and it doesn't hold with friction quite as well. Hey, welcome on, Bane. Nice to see you on. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Day after tomorrow, it's the Philly show with Nick. Looking forward to that. Alrighty. We're ready for the next move. Moving on to 36. 1, 3, and 7 on the right. Sheds 1 and 4 are reversed. And 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. Hey, Wolfblade Alpha. Nice to see you. I got a back chair here, and when I finish a move and I go to adjust the show the next move on screen, I'm actually leaning against the back of the chair, kind of arching my back to relieve the stress from leaning forward. I also don't lean all that far forward when I'm doing the moves. So 1, 3, and 7 on the right. And I know some people who have their Taka-Dai set up to where they can stand at them while they're working on them. 3, 4, 5, 6, which does make it easier as well. I might end up doing that, but I'm not too uncomfortable doing this with the chair I've got in here. So sheds 1 and 4 reverse. So 1 from the top, bottom 2 and 3. Top is 4, bottom is 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yep. Though apparently some of the more traditional, older Takadais about here have a board that sits across, and the person braiding would actually kneel on it. Of course, I'm not sure my knees could handle that these days. All right, so 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. Sorry for the yawn. I got like 9 hours sleep last night, and I woke up feeling tired than I do with like 4 hours sleep. But I got an appointment tomorrow morning with the sleep doctor, so that'll be interesting. Also found out that apparently my sister was diagnosed with narcolepsy about 10 years ago. So, remember what I said about not enough tension or not enough friction on the leader threads are pretty thin, and they're slippery because they're kite string. All right, let's see if I can't get this looped back. Proper lark's head where it's not. There we go. And pass this on through. There we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. But yes, I'd like to be awake, have energy to do something, and the motivation to do it. It's frustrating when I just kind of sit there a lot of times. It's one of the reasons why I started doing the streaming, is because I was actually doing something. I had a schedule and or deadline that I had to work to, which kind of forced me to do something productive. Alrighty, we're ready for the next move. And we are on to 37, which is 1, 3, 7, and 9 on the right. Sheds 1 and 4 reversed, and 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. And 1, 3. And looks like I had this one jump a couple of pins on the last move. Let's get that back where it's supposed to be. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seven, 8, and 9. Sheds 1 and 4 reverse, so 1 from the top, bottom 2 and 3, top 4, bottom 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, top is 2 and 3, bottom 4, top 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. Needs to be unrolled just a little bit more. There we go. 1 from the top, bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, top 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we are moving on to move 38. 1, 3, 7, and 9 on the right, sheds 1 and 4, 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. Sorry, missed that one there, Bane. Sorry to hear that. Oh, speaking of, I completely forgot what I was going to say. I think it was something about the show with Nick, but I completely lost what I was going to say. Sorry about that. So 1, 3, 7, and 9 on the right. We're up to 5 viewers on YouTube. That's pretty good. Three, 4, 5, 6. Oh, now I remember what it was, Bane. I'm now a member on Law and Lumber's YouTube page, and on one of his member streams, he reads inappropriate children's books. And the one for tonight that they voted on is apparently called "Nobody Likes a Cock Block." You could just hear Law and Lumber's soul shriveling up as he was having to read it. Okay, that one is interesting. That became untied. So I'm going to have to carefully reattach it, because apparently I did not tie it tight enough the first time. All right, let's unroll this a little bit so I've got room to play with. All right, let's make sure it's nice and even on the thread. You can see the snarl of the knot I made that came untangled. A little bit of moisture. Yeah, I know it's unsanitary, but this part is not going to go to Ian at all. So almost got it. There we go. Let's redo the lark's head knot. And okay, where did this one fall from? Okay, yep, that was the spot it moved up to. There we go. Yep, listening to his stream last night, he's really looking forward to it. So sheds 1 and 4 are reversed. So 1 from the top, bottom 2 and 3, top 4, bottom 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm really hoping Nick gets his lull suit summary judgment or anti-slapped in the next couple of weeks. We should know probably sometime around May 10th. And 1 from the bottom, 2 and 3 from the top, 4 from the bottom, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And on the left, 1 and 3 and 1. Somebody said they thought that Law and Lumber was going to Philly for Saturday, but Nick doesn't think so, so probably not. But I could probably, he's close enough, I could drive down and give him his braid when it's done if I want to meet up with him. Assuming he's willing, of course. I'm not going to stalk people. And 1 from the top and bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I lost count there. So 1 from the top, bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That looks much better. And 1 from the bottom and top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And there we go. And we are ready for the next move. On to 39. 1, 3, 7, and 9 on the right with sheds 1 and 4, and 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. Hey, we're up to 6 people. Welcome, welcome. If anybody new is on and you want to ask questions or anything I can help you with, please feel free to ask. I'm happy to help. Let's see, we've got, let me see how many on Rumble. We've got 1 person on Rumble. And anybody chatting on Rumble? Nope, does not appear to be. All right, so back to StreamYard. I forgot to go to the YouTube streaming stat or management page just because it's useful to see the stats on that. One of the things that unfortunately you get a little obsessive over as a streamer is seeing who all is watching your streams or how many people are and when they're joining and whatnot. Not sure if it's any of that is actually useful to anybody, but okay, 36, 37, 38. Okay, so we are on 39. 1 and 3 and 1, 3, 7, and 9, 1 and 4, 1 and 1, 3 and 1 on the left. All right, so hey, we're up to 7. This is getting to be a really good night. I think that's getting close to the most I've had on YouTube alone. Welcome, welcome to the stream. And so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 9. No, I'm sorry. I do not know where the chute went. For some reason, I think my grandparents, they're one of those, the spinny style. They called it a moolie for some reason. I don't know if that was a brand name or whatever. They tended to call like couches Davenports because that's the brand names when they were growing up. 1, 3, 7, and 9. So she had 1 from the top, and bottom 2 and 3, top 4, bottom 5, 6, 7, and 8. For the longest time, until I found out about that, I had really no idea what they meant by it. Of course, I was like 4 or 5 at the time. Yeah, these are really kind of tangled. Let's see if I can give them a little bit of help. There we go. And 1 from the bottom, 2 and 3 from the top, 4 from the bottom, and from the top 5, 6, 7, and 8. Of course, when I was growing up, it wasn't a food processor, it was the osterizer. And 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. And 1 from the top, and bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, and the top 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Don't know why it's so tangled up. Maybe one of the cats was playing with it. There we go. Oh, so your grandparents called it a Davenport too? Okay, we are ready for the next move. Going on to 40. 1, 3, 7, and 9 on the right, sheds 1 and 4, 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. However, before I start in on that, it's time for a coma slide. Though if we spell it with a C instead of an M, that would be a very, very horrible sporting event. Be just like the joke about what happens when you cross a cow with an octopus. An immediate cessation of all funding and a strongly worded rebuke from the ethics committee. All right, so 1, 3, 7, and 9 on the right. It also helps that for a long time, I listened to old-time radio shows from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I was able to pick up some of the references from that. I liked the Shadow, Green Hornet, yours truly, Johnny Dollar, the detective with an action-packed expense account. All right, so sheds 1 and 4 are reversed, so 1 from the top, bottom 2 and 3, top 4, bottom 5, 6, 7, and 8. Since my grandparents grew up in the Depression, one of the things that they, 1 from the bottom, 2 and 3, from top, bottom 4, top 5, 6, 7, and 8, that I always found really weird was apparently they went to hotels and bought up the soaps that the hotels would ordinarily throw away once they'd been used once, and they would turn them into larger bars of soap. And once I figured that out, I never really wanted to ever mash bars of soap together to extend them. It's no longer the Depression. I don't need that much economy in my life. 1 and 3, and 1 on the left. And there we go. Shed 1 from the top, and then the bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oops. Looks like that one jumped a pin. Let's get that back where it belongs. There we go. And 1 from the bottom, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That one did not break. It just completely unrolled on me in midair. I think what's happening with those is it gets to the point where it jumps over the leader knot, and yeah, I think that's what happened, and it just opens up in the air before it has a chance to set friction again. Let's see if I can't untie this knot. Looks like it slipped off, or the lark's head slipped off around, and it pulled tight in a knot. See if my legendary knot untying skills can be applied here. I think I can do this. It wasn't pulled too tight, but my nails are not very long right now. Since I'm doing a lot of braiding, it's easier to do with slightly longer nails, but I think I got it. There we go. And did I make it worse? Okay. And there we go. All right. Let's tie the lark's head past the leader so that it doesn't do this again. There we go. And yeah, that can be frustrating. Of course, if it remained stuck, it wasn't a major problem. It just looked like I'd be able to get it out. Hey, Kathleen, nice to see you on. Sorry I missed you joining. Let me go back through. Alrighty. It helps with me that I was able to listen while I was at work and I couldn't read a book. Alrighty. So let's move on to move 41. 1 and 3 and only 9, and shed 1 and 4 reversed. 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. We're back down to 5 again. And there's 1. And 3. And 9. There we go. Sheds 1 and 4 are reversed. So 1 from the top, bottom 2 and 3, top 4, bottom 5, 6, 7, and 8. Some of these are getting long enough they're almost touching the ground. And 1 from the bottom, and 2, 3 from the top, 4 from the bottom, 5, 6, 7, and 8 from the top. There we go. And 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. And 1 from the top, and bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I have apparently a bunch of landlord tenants to serve tomorrow, which will be nice because I haven't gotten much work for almost a month now from the constable, from the court as a constable. That's why that was filling snug. One of these had slipped in between the coma blocks. There we go. Let's get this one over the leader knot so it doesn't suddenly pop and drop to the floor. Whoops. Looks like I missed some new comments. There we go. Okay. Sorry to hear that, Bane. Alrighty. Okay. We are ready for the next move. We are on to move 42. There we go. 1, 3, and 9 on the right. Only shed 1 is reversed. 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. We're getting close to the end of the hilt. And 1. Let's unroll this. There we go. And 3. Oh, I just know it's going to be this one, so that's 9. And only shed 1 is reversed, so 1 from the top, bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And 1 from the bottom, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And 1, 3, and 1 on the left. And one from the top and bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And one from the bottom and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 from the top. And we are ready for our next move. On to 43, 1 and 3 and 1 on the right, 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. Sorry to hear that, Kathleen. Yep, I know what that's like too. Alrighty. So 1 and 3 and 1 on both sides. 1 and 3. And shed 1 is reversed, so 1 from the top, bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I think I've got enough here. I really probably should do another full set of swords. 1 from the bottom, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. My very frugal nature makes me want to make the most of everything, which unfortunately is one of the reasons why I'm overweight, because I have a hard time getting food and not eating it because that's wasteful. So I do my best to not have as much on hand to eat. And 1 from the top and bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I really should be exercising, but my foot is hurting right now, and I'm trying to see if I can get that resolved. Alrighty, so you are that one. It does get kind of annoying when they all start dropping like that. All right, let's get Oryx heading on here again. And get it just past there. And put that back where it goes. And 1 from the bottom, and top is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Alrighty, we are ready for the next move. 44. No exchanges, shed 1 is reversed on the right, and no exchanges and no shed reversals on the left. All right, let's take a look at probably will. I'm going to see if I can get a firm answer from Ian. Problem is I asked him more than one thing at a time, and I tend to only get one answer back, and it's not always the one I'm hoping for. Ouch, sorry to hear that. Yep, they're definitely jumping out on their own. Alrighty. So we are on move 44. So shed 1 is reversed, so 1 from the top, and then the bottom is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, and top 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And nope. So all from the bottom here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 from the top. And yeah, this is what it looks like right before they pop. So all they need is just a little like that. And if you're not holding it to pull it snug, it just unrolls on its own. Alrighty, so we are ready for the next move. 45, the halfway point in our pattern. So exchange 3 on the right, no shed reversals. 3 on the left, no shed reversals. Wow, I really got behind here. Okay, let's see. Well, that's wonderful to hear. Glad to hear she learned her lesson and her kids are still around. Though Bane may be right there. Ouch, that sounds like it was a pain to clean up after. Hearing tales from the Vietnam War, I'm assuming? Yep. Okay, so 3 on the right, 1, 2, and 3. And no shed reversals, so all on the bottom and all on the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oh, Bane, since you like Larry Correa too, did you read the 2 latest posts on MonsterHunterNation.com this week? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. If you get a chance, I think you'll find it amusing. And 3 on the left. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And another one made a break for it. Alrighty. Do a proper lark's head. Get past the leader knot. There we go. The first of the two, let me just quickly do this real quick. We are moving on to 46. 5 on the right, no shed reversals. 5 on the left, no shed reversals. The first one is him talking about how a lot of new writers have been damaged by people like Rosfuss and J.R.R. Martin starting their series and then never finishing them, or going a great amount of time without doing that, and how people aren't willing to invest in a new series because they're afraid that the authors will never finish them, so they don't buy the books, and the authors don't have a chance to get a following, improve their and stay in business and improve their skill set to where they can write books. And then apparently Mike Gleiler of File 770 commented on it, and since Larry has specifically said for Mike to not talk about him, Larry went ahead and responded as to, whoops, these do not exchange, why it was a bad idea to do that, but Larry is rather impressive in his invective, so it's a fun read. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. But I haven't really liked Mr. Gleiler much since he lied about the Sad Puppy campaigns. And we are ready for the next move. And we are on to move 47. Nothing but base moves on the right, nothing but base moves on the left. Yep. The interesting follow-up is apparently when he does that, a lot of people who aren't familiar with all the background come by and say, gee, you sound angry. But as Larry has said before, when he writes like that, he's not angry, he's analytical. He just happens to use the invective to make the points forcefully. But he's a skilled enough writer that he knows not to write when he's angry because he's unfocused and he's not. It's kind of like a don't practice your craft. There went another one. Don't practice your craft when you can't do it competently in full control of your faculties. Because you don't show yourself in the most, I don't necessarily say the best light, but the most effective light. He's not always trying to be perceived in the way that others will like him. He tries to be effective in expressing his ideas. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. At least I don't have to worry about needing to go to bed too early today because I don't have to be up till about almost 7 o'clock. When I normally get up around 4:30 to 5. Instead of having to be at work at 7, I have to be at the doctor's appointment just before 9. It's looking a little off center. I'll have to work on that a bit more. Alrighty, so We are ready for the next move. Yep, it's definitely worth it. And we are on to move 48. One on the right, no shed reversals. One on the left, and one shed reversal. Yeah, when I plan on writing something, and I don't want to be embarrassed afterwards, I look at my position and go, okay, how do I debunk this? And I look up ways to disprove my claim. And if I don't find any easy ways to do it, then I'll go on to it. If I find stuff that does easily disprove it, I tend not to write those things. All right, so one on the right. So I don't write strong things as often as I would always plan on it, but I also tend not to wind up really embarrassed when I'm done. So that's about plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And one on the left. Drop that one down a bit, get it past the leader knot so it doesn't go ka-thunky thunk like some of the others have been. There we go. And shed one's reversed, so one from the top and then the bottom 2. Oops. Bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. But a good friend of mine once told me that, most people, when they're going to offer advice or criticism or whatever, they will almost never, one from the bottom, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. They'll never do something along the lines of, hey, Joe, you know what? I'm really pretty sure I'm wrong, but I think you ought to do this. So if you can take that into account, coma slide time, it does tend to help. Okay. Yeah, I like Howard Taylor. I'm hoping he eventually goes back into doing online web comics again. I remember one of John Ringo's stories. They knew the apocalypse had come when Schlock Mercenary no longer updated. All right, so let's bring that up. We are moving on to 49. 1 and 3 and 1 on the right, and 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. Now 1 and 3. There we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 and 3 and 1. There's 1. Get past that leader knot. That one went. And that one actually became untied, so let me rescue that one that's rolling away. Sorry about almost hitting the camera. Right, so a little bit. Yeah, Black Tide Rising is one of my favorite Ringo stories. I also like his 80s era Monster Hunter memoirs books they did in Larry's universe. Those were pretty good. Yeah, I did not start at the very beginning of Schlock Mercenary when I started reading it, but I think it was within his first 6 months that I started reading. So I was there for most of it. I've been a fairly dedicated web comics reader since 2000, I think, 1999, somewhere in that range. It was slightly before I moved from Idaho to Pennsylvania, which was in late 2000. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. All right, so I still have the left side to do. So 1 from the top, and then the bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're back up to 6 people again. We're doing pretty good. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Speaking of older things, at my Constable Association meeting, some of the older people were talking about the Robert Conrad knock this battery off my shoulder, I dare you commercials when we were kids. Alrighty. Younger ones had no idea what we were talking about. Okay. Oh, sorry about the yawn. Okay, we are on to move 50. So it'll be 1 and 3 and 1 on the right, 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. Oh no, we dropped down to 4. My yawning drove people away. 1 and 3. And 1 from the top and bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let that untangle itself. There we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 and 3, and 1 on the left. And 1 from the top, and the bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Alrighty. That is this one. That one also became untied. Apparently my knot tying skills suck, or they've just come loose. But I think maybe on the next one I might do a drop of glue on each knot just to keep them from doing this. Make sure those are nice and even tension, even length. And we're just triple knotting them. That should probably provide enough resistance to keep it from Yes, when I concentrate, I lose my ability to speak while I'm doing stuff, which I can think about stuff. I can think about what I'm going to say. Just for some reason, I can't really get it out of my mouth if my concentration level hits a certain point. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and quadruple knot this just to make sure it doesn't come untied again. There we go. Let's roll this back up to a lark's head. This is taking a bit longer than normal due to the constant dropping tama. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I did just finish up that move. So we move on to the next one. On to 51. 1, 3, and 5, shed 1 reversed. 1, 3, and 5, shed 1 reversed. Let me catch up on the chat. I will have to look into that, see if there's ones that I can do. I'm not the greatest knot tire in the world, though. Whoops, sorry. Clicking the wrong thing there. Okay, so 1, 3, and 5, and 1. 1. 3, 4. 1, 2. Whoops. I made a mistake. I was only halfway through that last move. All right, so 1 from the bottom, and the top is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. What do I get for not checking the upper rail? All right, so now 1, 3, and 5. There's 1 and 3. And 5. And just shed 1 is reversed, so 1 from the top and the bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 3, and 5 on the left. There's 1. And 3. And 5. And 1 from the top and bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And next move, 52, 1 and 3 and 1, and 1 and 3 and 1. And I'll do this for several more moves until I get to the cross guard starting. And 1 and 3. Shed 1 is reversed, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 and 3 and 1. 1 and 3. One from the top, bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And there went another one. Alrighty, let's tie this one off. There we go. There is one, 2, and 3. That's probably enough. There we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we are ready for the next move. On to move 53. 1 and 3 and 1, 1 and 3 and 1. And let's see. 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. Yep, we're on to 53. So 1 and 3 and 1. And 1 from the top, bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I also just want to say thanks to everybody who's on and watching. I really appreciate it, and that it helps the watch hours go up. I still need about another 2,500 watch hours over the past year to be able to be monetized, even if I do reach 1,000 subs. well, I should say when. You guys are really nice, and the word seems to keep spreading, so eventually I should get there. I just hope it's sooner than later. I've started spending more money to make this easier to do, like getting a StreamYard account where I can broadcast in 1080p, and it's much, much easier to set up a stream with StreamYard than it is using YouTube's native thing or even OBS. It's not as configurable as OBS, but it is much easier to go, I need to stream, and set something up. All right. Okay. No worries, Bane. We'll keep chatting. And we are ready for move 54, which is 1 and 3 and 1 and 1 and 3 and 1. So we are on 54. There's 1 and 3. And 1 from the top and bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I also figure I'm going to have a relatively big migraine soon. I've been having lots of almost starts to migraines that don't actually develop. And my experience is when that happens, it's just kind of, I've got one building up, it's trying to start and can't quite start, and then tries again, and then can't, and then tries again. And each time it builds up a little more pressure. This one looks like it's got a loose thread. Let's see if I can't pull that even. Yep, there's that little bit of extra on there. That doesn't show up as well as the white does. So let's pull that nice and even, and let's put a little drop of super glue on there so that it won't stay uneven anymore. Oops. I did not want to join with the rest. Let's see if I can't roll that a little bit. Get that locked in and reapply. There we go. And I did too much, so I got a little bit on my skin. It's always fun cracking that stuff off, getting it off the skin. Give it a few seconds to set up. Yes, migraines definitely suck. I will agree with you 110,000%. Fortunately, I really don't have to go to the DMV, but I do most of that stuff online unless I have to actually get a picture taken, but still. Speaking of which, I need to renew the registration of my car before the end of the month. Alrighty, so let's get this one back where it goes. All right, so, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And as of this move, I am 60% of the way through this iteration of the pattern. Alrighty. So we are ready for the next move, which is still the same as 54 was. We are on to 55. And we are 2 moves away from an actual change in pattern. So 1 and 3 and 1 still. And one from the top and bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I've noticed that Ian and Rob have started doing giveaways on their streams. So I'm wondering, would something like something that's been 3D printed and neat or interesting be something that would be interesting to have a giveaway on the live stream here? That might get more people interested in coming by and watching live. I'll have to get the that drawing plug-in that Ian and Rob have through StreamYard. Since I've got StreamYard, I'm assuming I'll be able to get access to it. I'll look it up I'll see if I can find it online. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. As far as things I've been spending on for improving the channel, that will definitely not be the most expensive one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's actually 8. Because I've bought cameras, tripods, microphones, monitors, monitor stands, rolling monitor stands. Good night, Muddy Mirror Wifey. Very nice that you were able to come on. You have a good one. I will do the best I can. Alrighty. So we are ready for the next move, which is 56. Let's go ahead and show how close we are to the next pattern change. 1 and 3 and 1 on the right, 1 and 3 and 1 on the left, and the next move, we start the cross guard. And I'm probably going to stop at move 59 tonight. It's about where I wanted to get to. So 1 and 3 and 1. And 1 from the top, bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 3, and 1 on the left. There's 1 and 3. And 1 from the top, bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And on to move 57. 1 and 3 and 1 on the right, 1, 3, 7, and sheds 1 and 4 on the left. See how many people are watching on Rumble right now. Ooh, 8 watching on Rumble. That is impressive. Welcome all on the Rumble side. Anybody chatting? Nope, nobody chatting on Rumble, though. Don't be strangers. Feel free to ask questions, make comments, give me raspberries, whatever you would like. Appreciate that. Yep, that makes us at 13, which is pretty close to my peak. I think my peak was about 13 or 14 on both sides, added up. Alrighty, so 1 and 3 and 1 on the right. There's 1. And 3. So 1 from the top. And bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. The moose from Yard Moose Mountain. Not sure about that. I don't remember if somebody had sent him a moose. I don't know if you can actually see this. Don't think it quite fits in the camera frame, but the backmost one here, this one here, the leader knot has just touched the pin. So we are getting to the point where the this is the maximum length left, or the minimum length left before I run out of. So, alrighty. So that was 1 and 3. And 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And go. Make sure those are good. So 1 and 4 are reversed. So 1 from the top, bottom 2 and 3, and 4 from the top, and 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I've actually made 3 cents on Rumble. Well, from what I understand, the edge of a house is warmer than not. Nick Ricada says that his cats can stay outside in the Michigan winter because they curl up next to the house and there's enough warmth coming off that it keeps them warm enough to survive. I'm not sure I'd do that with my cats, but I prefer not to lose them, and we keep ours as indoor cats so that they don't catch diseases and whatnot. Alrighty, we are ready for the next move, which is 58. 1 and 3 and 1 on the right. On the left, 1, 3, 7, and Ched's 1 and 4 are reversed. Hey, we got 7 here on YouTube, and with nope, we're down to 4 on Rumble. Maybe somebody came over from Rumble. Yep. Hey, I'm getting some from them. I'm not getting anything from YouTube. course, my channel is actually old enough that I originally was monetized way back in like 2006 or 7 when they first rolled that out. And I got something like $30 or $60 worth that I never actually withdrew because I wasn't sure how to handle it on my taxes. And eventually that just kind of went away. And I then got demonetized because I didn't have enough subscribers for the new levels. So, all right. So 1 and 3 and 1 on the right, 1, 3, 7, and 4, or 1, 3, and 7 on the left with sheds 1 and 4. Also, Rumble tends to count their viewers a bit different, or views a bit differently than YouTube does. So I'm not sure what it actually compares to. I only have 11 subscribers over on Rumble. So, and another one just came unrolled, or did it drop off entirely? It dropped off entirely. Okay, so that was this one. Make sure the threads are nice and even. Drop the tama again. Alrighty. Open that up. Get that one through. Pull those threads even so I don't wind up with one just hanging off the rest and the rest being flat or together. Pull that through. Tie that off. That's one. And that is 2. There we go. Let's do one more just to be sure. Since I'm getting close to starting a new braid, I will definitely have to make that warping stand that I was thinking about. Let's pull that nice and snug. Get that lark's head knot. Oh, speaking of the next braid, I haven't shown the colors that Rob from Law and Lumber wants. Have I yet? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that one passes on through up to here. And I just realized I'm late for coma slide. So let me do that real quick. And I've got one that's unrolled long enough. I need to roll it up. All right, let me roll up the long one real quick. And actually, that's only 2 away. I think I can get away without rolling that up. Let me get those real quick. These are the colors. That is the red, and that is the gray. That's kind of like a shiny silvery gray. Okay, so let's. All right, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so all right. So 1 and 3 and 7 on the left. There's 1 and 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And sheds 1 and 4 are reversed. So 1 from the top, bottom is 2 and 3, top is 4, bottom is 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And 1 from the bottom, 2 and 3 from the top, 4 from the bottom, and 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And whoops, with the coma slide, I need to roll up on this. There we go. And on to the last move for the night, which will be 59. 1 and 3 and 1 on the right, 1, 3, and 7 and 9 on the left with sheds 1 and 4 reversed. So there's 1 and 3. And shed 1 is reversed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, that one's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 3, and 7, and 9. And sheds 1 and 4 are reversed. So 1 from the top, bottom is 2 and 3, top is 4, bottom is 5, 6, 7, and 8. And there we go. No more long hanging ones that are touching the floor. And 1 from the bottom, and top is 2 and 3, bottom is 4, top is 5, 6, 7, and 8. And this finishes up move 59. We will start the next one from move 60. There we go. It's looking nice. So there we go. Next one will be move 60. I really hate to end the stream with 6 people on, but I am a little bit tired and should probably get ready for bed so that I'm at least moderately well rested for the sleep doctor tomorrow. I'm wondering if showing up tired will be better or not. Let's see. Catching up on the chat, see if there's anything I need to respond to. Alrighty, looks like I'm caught up. Thanks everybody for coming to the stream. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and share. Wow, we have 7 people on, and I have got to go. I am really regretting that. I apologize. Um, we will probably have a stream sometime this weekend. I'm not sure exactly when. It might be early Sunday morning. It might be Sunday evening. It depends on how whether or not Nick has events that people are welcome to come to outside of the big event. Like if they have like a get together nights or get together parties, I'm going to try and get in on those. But Tuesday night, I will definitely have the next stream going. So I will hope to see you there. We have 30 more moves on this pattern, and then we have probably one more iteration through, which will probably take something on the order of about 4 hours, and then we will be done with this braid. Alrighty, we will see you folks in the near future. Thank you very much. Have a good night, happy braiding, and stay safe.